people are suggesting that this is a hoax or perhaps even staged by NASCAR to garner more support for the removal of the Confederate flag. But my understanding is that the only people who have access to the area where the noose was found are the racing teams and perhaps a few essential workers. So what would you say to those people who are doubting that this even happened or that it's true?
Yeah, just like Steve Phelps said, it offends me that people would go to those measures. But again, I'm not shocked.
This is NASCAR thespian Bubba Smollett. He is deeply offended that even one single person on the planet could possibly not believe that he found a noose in his garage bay at Talladega Superspeedway. And by found, Bubba of course means a noose he never actually saw that was discovered by his crew, who then did the totally normal thing of not telling him about it and going directly to the president of NASCAR so the president could call Bubba and tell him about it himself, while Bubba stood 4 feet from the people looking at the noose Bubba couldn't see. If you don't believe this version of events, then you are 100% unequivocally racist. And actually, I'm told you're racist no matter what you believe because unity. But besides that point, you goddamn milk-drinking son of a bitch. You ought to know by now that this story also can't be fake news because it is literally impossible for a left-wing celebrity to fabricate a noose-themed hate crime hoax. Oh, wait.
It's still an ongoing investigation. We're still trying to figure out whoever did this crazy act, trying to pinpoint it on somebody and just go through it all. So it's, I think it was better for me not to see it directly. I don't know how I would have reacted, but it's all in their hands now, the FBI's hands, to go through everything and try to figure it out.
Just totally skipping over the fact that you're looking at a black NASCAR driver covering for a hate crime hoax by doing an interview on The View, which is sort of like walking along the beach and suddenly seeing a leprechaun watching a unicorn masturbate to chupacabra porn. This story was so fucking dead in the water that after it got sucked out in the intellectual riptide that is The View and corpse surfed the currents of the mentally disabled ocean that is the mainstream media, it ultimately washed up for one last bloated public appearance on the infected sands of that single most special, rapey, stinkfinger spit of land forever devoid of intelligent life, the almost television show of Worst Journalist of the Year, Don Lemon, Worst Journalist of the Year.
As marchers and protests continue over the death of George Floyd, more athletes are using their platform to speak out. Here's what drivers for NASCAR's Cup Series have to say.
The events of recent weeks
highlighted the work we still need to do as a nation to condemn racial inequality and racism.
Skip.
Joining me now, NASCAR driver Bubba Watson. Bubba. Joining me now, NASCAR driver Bubba Watson.
And just like that, 1 second into the interview, before Bubba Wallace has even opened his lie hole, Don fucking Lemon calls him Bubba Watson, who is a white golfer. So in essence, we're kicking off this race bait-a-thon with a god of disability shitting the bed so violently that he confuses Hotep Ricky Bobby with a champion of something called the Masters who plays a sport so white that you could roll it into a cone, stick it on your head, and be immediately confused for a Democrat.
I appreciate you joining us here. I know that you're very busy, and this is a topic that some people actually don't want to come on and talk about because they're concerned about how it might affect them. So I want to thank you for doing this and being brave enough to do it. Tell me how that video came together and what it means for your sport.
Well, first off, it's Wallace, not Watson. I'm not the golfer, I'm the racer.
What did I say? I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry, man.
No, I thought the video was well put together, and you get to see, most of the guys, and how they come together, how we come together as a sport and as a community to stand up for what we believe in is what is right. So
Quick time out to marvel at the spectacular incompetence on display in this interview. And I don't just mean Don Lemon, I also mean the strange and wondrous magnitude of assholishness a person needs to possess in order to attempt to manufacture a sympathetic television appearance while still somehow thinking it's a good idea for your backdrop to have a giant cardboard cutout of yourself. Consider further that you went with the one where you're wearing your favorite bukkake eye protectors while holding a penis bottle and clutching your helmet like the side of ballsack that came with it, and you've just explained why this is happening on Don Lemon Tonight.
The discrimination that I had went through with law enforcement and how I was treated, and it's the wording that really stuck out to me of how I was treated. It wasn't any brutality. It wasn't anything with force. It was the words that were said.
Communism.
The high ups at NASCAR, every single one of them reached out, and they have my utmost respect, and they give me their support and the direction that we're heading. So,
Still communism.
and we had our official, Kirk Christ kneel during the anthem.
Official Kirk Christ kneel.
A member of our community that kneeled during the anthem, African-American man that kneeled during the anthem, that also served our country. That speaks volumes. And I talked to Jimmy about that.
What was the reaction? What was the reaction?
I didn't see it until after I got home, and I was blown away by that. And it was further up the grid, so I didn't see it. But I told Jimmy today, I seen it. If I would have seen it, I would have went there and stood next to him, kneeled next to him, because it's such a powerful move. A man, an incredible man that has served our country, kneeling down, that people think is disrespecting the flag and going against our military. It's definitely not.
Yeah.
Another quick timeout to appreciate that this hoax now contains a sub-hoax of a black veteran Bubba Wallace also didn't see kneeling for the anthem, because the anthem is definitely about me, because Bubba Wallace said so. I'm tempted to point out here that the veracity of this anecdote is far outweighed by the narcissism of this kind of logic, but again, millionaire Bubba Wallace is fishing for sympathy in front of cardboard millionaire Bubba Wallace. There's more to this interview, but it's beside the point, total propaganda, and known to cause whatever the radiation sickness version of AIDS is. You're allowed to trust your own sense and memory. Like all professional sports, NASCAR is a conservative audience giving money to a liberal organization comprised of rich white communists and mega corporation sponsors that literally own the athletes. White or black, no NASCAR driver is going to say what they really think, they're going to say what Coca-Cola tells them to think. Unfortunately for the lizard people and the fame sluts serping money from their reptile nipples, cough cough Bubba Wallace cough cough, basic human intelligence and pattern recognition has sufficiently evolved to look at a situation like this, contemplated at about 10% capacity for a few nanoseconds, and come to the conclusion that it's all a bunch of manipulative bullshit. Which is probably why Bubba Wallace looks like he's going to do exactly what he's going to do. End NASCAR's career.
Hi, it's Tammy Cabell from Career Resume Consulting, coming to you from my COVID castle, and I'm excited to let you know about my series of YouTube live streams on how to keep your job or get a better one during this post-pandemic economy. The link is in the description. One of the live streams will be on how to do video interviews, which is perfect for John because he's still on house arrest. When John and I first met on video, his surroundings didn't have the most polished look.
Well, I've got to be honest, I'm a little concerned about the state of your residence there, sir. I'm not.
So we worked with John to find him his perfect job, and now he's getting paid what he's worth.
Not all monsters are smart. In fact, they're usually stupid as f***. Like this one over here behind me, it only comes out at night because it thinks it blends in with the dark. But it looks like an albino person had sex with whatever gene makes pubes grow on your lips. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna fight it. Quote, a rope found in the garage stall of black driver Bubba Wallace at the NASCAR race Sunday was a garage door pull, not a noose, and had been there since 2019, federal authorities in NASCAR said Tuesday. Northern District of Alabama U.S. Attorney Jay Town on Monday announced his office had launched an investigation along with the FBI and the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. Town said they were looking to see whether there are violations of federal law. No federal crime was committed, his office said. Town and FBI Special Agent in Charge Johnny Sharp Jr. on Tuesday released this statement about the probe. Quote, on Monday, 15 FBI special agents conducted numerous interviews regarding the situation at Talladega Superspeedway. After a thorough review of the facts and evidence surrounding this event, we have concluded that no federal crime was committed. The FBI learned that garage number 4, where the noose was found, was assigned to Bubba Wallace last week. The investigation also revealed evidence, including authentic video confirmed by Nascar, that the noose found in garage number 4 was in that garage as early as October 2019. Although the noose is now known to have been in garage number 4 in 2019, nobody could have known Mr. Wallace would be assigned to garage number 4 last week. The decision not to pursue federal charges is proper after reviewing all available facts and all applicable federal laws. We offer our thanks to Nascar, Mr. Wallace, and everyone who cooperated with this investigation. Still funnier is the crime, committed by Bubba Wallace, was actually solved by Sundance of the Conservative Treehouse a full 14 hours before 15 FBI special agents could conclusively probe the deep cosmic mysteries of a garage pole. Quote, we finally have a picture of the Bubba Wallace garage door, and then looky here. Notice how much shorter the pull rope is compared to adjacent once you cut off the noose, and it's in bay number 4, exactly where the loophole was. Go to this video at 53 seconds and you'll see bay number 4, the before picture. This is definitive proof. The Bubba Watson, oh hey I see what you did there, rope noose was a total hoax. Could have been an accidental misinterpretation by a member of the team, but given the circumstances, highly unlikely. Here's the picture of garage bay number 4, taken Monday with some notations to help. Here's a picture from a previous video of the Talladega Speedway garages in November 2019 that shows the hand loop on garage bay number 4. And finally, here's the side-by-side that shows the manual garage door pull hand loop in place November 2019, and the hand loop purposefully identified as a noose missing or cut off June 22, 2020. The evidence was so overwhelming that Nascar itself, complicit in the failed hoax and now in full damage control, issued the following statement. The FBI has completed its investigation at Talladega Superspeedway and determined that Bubba Wallace was not the target of a hate crime. The FBI report concludes, and photographic evidence confirms, that the garage door pull rope, fashioned like a noose, had been positioned there since as early as last fall. It was obviously well before the 43 team's arrival in garage assignment. We appreciate the FBI's quick and thorough investigation and are thankful to learn this was not a racist intentional act against Bubba. We remain steadfast in our commitment to providing a welcoming and inclusive environment to all who love racing.
So what would you say to those people who are doubting that this even happened or that it's true?
That's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to see more of it, consider supporting this channel through monthly or one-time donations or by purchasing a shirt, mug, or music, all of which can be done at johnwardcinematics.com. As always, thank you for watching. I'm John Ward, and until next time, remember, you're a world champion. Don't let your memes be dreams.
Holy fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit. All over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.